Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Department of Commerce's Youth Summit. We are very excited to be joining you from the U.S. Department of Labor to share more about programs and resources that we have for youth and young adults. My name is Stephanie Rodriguez. I'm a senior workforce fellow at the Employment and Training Administration's Office of the Assistant Secretary. And today I'm going to be joined by my three amazing colleagues who you see on screen right now, Amanda Brenner, Randy Copeland, and Dan Weeks, who are from the Office of Workforce Investment, the Office of Apprenticeship, and the Office of Job Corps, respectively. And today we're going to talk to you about a variety of programs that you as young people can enroll in and join and participate in that are funded and sponsored through the Department of Labor. And we'll also share a number of resources that we think are helpful for young people as they navigate their career journeys, think about how they share their knowledge and their voice with policymakers, and how they empower themselves to know their rights as workers when they're on their work sites. And so, without further ado, I will kick it over to my colleague Dan Weeks, who will share more with us about our amazing Job Corps program.
Thanks so much, Stephanie, and thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you tuning in. Again, I'm Dan Weeks with the Office of Job Corps, and I would say to you that Job Corps is likely the best program you may never have heard of. So I'll tell you why. We are a training program for young adults from 16 to 24 years old who meet an income eligibility requirement. And what we offer is a residential training program, meaning that we have 123 campuses across the country where you can live with us on campus. We train you in a wide variety of leading industries where there's a great demand in the workforce, anywhere from automotive to welding, carpentry, finance, healthcare, hospitality, IT. We have a wide variety of training programs that we can walk you through. We can also help you get your high school diploma. If you need that, we can help you get a driver's license, and we have all sorts of support services around that while you are training with us with counselors and career readiness prep. Once you complete your training with us, you continue to receive support from Job Corps with help getting a career. And the whole thing is, here's the best part, it's free to you. There's no cost. So you can live with us, train with us. We feed you while you're with us. And we even every 2 weeks give you a small allowance to help you with those little expenses that creep up day to day. So hit the QR code. Please learn more about it. Again, 123 campuses across the country. There is one in every state. So there's one near you. And we hope to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan. Next, we're going to kick it over to our colleague Randy from the Office of Apprenticeship.
Hey, this is Randy Copeland with the Office of Apprenticeship. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak a little bit about a program that's very near and dear to my heart, which is opportunities for young people within registered apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeship is an opportunity to not only get paid work experience, but to get related instruction while you're doing that. So essentially, it's a job where you will not have to pay anything to sign up for this participation. It's free to you, and you'll be working and you'll be learning relevant skills. So I'd like to go over kind of a few things that make up a registered apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeship is industry-led. These programs are already industry vetted and approved. As I mentioned before, a registered apprenticeship has a earn as you learn model. So that means for you, the student that participates, you avoid any student debt while you're working and getting paid the whole way through. Registered apprenticeship also offers structured on-the-job learning and mentorship. Whenever you're working in a registered apprenticeship, you don't have to worry about if you're new to the industry or if you're learning and feeling alone. Mentorship is very valuable to us. So you'll expect to have someone who is already a veteran on the site to work with you closely and teach you everything that you need to know. Related instruction also helps ease that transition coming from the school to a career. So that related instruction will help you kind of gain all the technical knowledge that you need to succeed and be successful within your new job. There's also a great focus on diversity when it comes to registered apprenticeship. You can expect many programs to be designed to kind of reflect what it looks like in the communities in which they operate. So there'll be diverse populations, including people from youth backgrounds like you would be. There's also a high level of quality and safety when we're talking about registered apprenticeship. Apprentices are afforded a lot of worker protections, and they're going to get a lot of training to make sure that they have the supervision they need to be safe on the job. And what's most important about registered apprenticeship is not only are you working and getting on the job experience, but at the end of it, you will receive a credential that's nationally recognized. This credential shows that you are fully proficient in this industry, and you can take that and do the same work within all of the United States. I think registered apprenticeship is one of those things that can take you from relatively not knowing what you want to do with yourself to a complete career pathway. This is one of those things where I think you will be very grateful to learn more. So in that sense, I've provided some QR codes to some very important resources. One being our Apprenticeship USA landing page, where you can not only learn about apprenticeship opportunities in your state, but you can also use our Partner Finder tool to see how you can connect with one of our many regional offices and our apprenticeship training representatives who are there to work with you throughout the whole entire process of trying to figure out how you fit into registered apprenticeship. I've also included a QR code for our youth resources page that can show you some best examples of other young people who have gone through a registered apprenticeship, and you can kind of learn how you can tap into it as well. Once again, I wanted to thank everyone so much for allowing us to speak about our registered apprenticeship program, and I will pass it back to Stephanie.
Thanks so much, Randy. Apprenticeship's amazing opportunity for young people to earn and learn and figure out what's right for them in their career journeys. So thank you for sharing about that. Now I'm going to kick it over to my amazing colleague, Amanda Brenner, who's going to talk to us about a few programs that are operated out of the Office of Workforce Investments. Take it away, Amanda.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for letting me speak to you about these programs today, because just like Randy said, these are very, very near and dear to my heart as someone who works in the Division of Youth Services, focusing specifically and entirely on youth. So this first program here that I would love for you all to know about are WIOA youth programs. And these are programs, they're all over the country. This is a big program. And please check out slide 3, because you can find links to where you can search if these programs are nearby. These are programs for students that meet certain criteria that you can see on your right, but importantly, both there are students who are eligible who are currently attending school, and students who are eligible who are not attending school at all. That's both groups are eligible for these programs, and these offer wonderful training in terms of your vocational training, your job training, as well as academic experiences. So they can offer things like alternative high school experiences where you might work more hands-on. They might offer for kids who are in school, if you're in school still and you want a little extra help in job training, you might be able to get tutoring and study skills, and you might be able to get a mentor and leadership opportunities and all these things that are going to make your future career. Even like classes on managing your own money. Again, like Randy said, this is all free to you. So please take a look if one of these programs is around nearby. Here we go with YouthBuild. This is the program that I work on specifically. Absolutely so excited to be able to share it with you. This is a federally recognized pre-apprenticeship program. So if you are a youth ages 16 to 24, and you meet the criteria that you see on the left there, either you have left school and you have barriers to employment that we can look more into if you go again to slide 3 to look at the links, discover a little bit more about YouthBuild, or fewer participants, but still involved, are people who have gone to high school, secondary school, but they still struggle with basic math and reading skills that they need to get a job, or their guidance counselor at their high school has referred them because they think they would be a good fit. And YouthBuild focuses highly on construction skills, but we've also expanded into all other kinds of industries that are based on what is needed locally. So what's going to find you a good job locally? So YouthBuild offers things like this alternative classroom that has hands-on education. So you can achieve either your high school diploma or your equivalency if you're yet to receive it. But then you're going to get your job training and your industry recognized certifications, such as those in construction and the trades, but also healthcare certifications and manufacturing certifications at different programs. Check out what your local programs have. There's going to be community leadership work, so you can get out there and prove how much of a leader you are in your community that we already know you are. And again, we're big on this hands-on experience. So if you're a hands-on learner, this is a really awesome opportunity for people who are really intelligent in working with their hands. So for example, if you were in a construction track in a YouthBuild program, you would help build a house. So please look for a day well-funded YouthBuild program near you. They're all over the country. And again, if you search on slide 3, go to the links, look at YouthBuild, search for local program, you'll be able to find it. And finally, our last Division of Youth Services program here is Reentry Employment Opportunities. This one's a little unique because even though we have dedicated services for youth and young adults, we also offer this program to adults 18 and over. And that's, really exciting that we can offer the same program to this wide swath of ages. So this is a job training program that places youth, young adults, who've been justice involved on a career path towards success after incarceration. So typical programs offer things like mentoring, job training, education. Importantly, in this particular program, legal aid services. So if lacking ability to pay for legal aid, that can happen for you. And again, just like Randy said, all free to you, and even more. And it's really a program, if you're interested in this idea of equity and restorative justice, and you want to be able to find a career path post-justice involvement, this might be the program for you. And the last thing I want to say about all these programs in the Division of Youth Services is that they're all supportive services, which are things that range from a wide array, such as counseling, mental health counseling, to bus passes. Basically, they're services that these programs can offer to make sure you don't have these barriers to get into the door to your program. There are a variety of services you can ask at your program for the individual services they support. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you about these really, really awesome programs that I love so much.
I was still had that mute button on. So thank you so much, Amanda. So like Dan and Randy and Amanda have shared, these programs are free of charge to you all. And on slide 3, which is up right now, you'll be able to navigate to these hyperlinks so that you can use the search features to identify those programs that are in your area. We want to make sure that you know about them, that you're sharing them with your family and your friends who may really be curious about opportunities for housing, transportation services, education and training services. So we definitely encourage you to spend some time looking into these programs and seeing if they're right for you. So I'm going to wrap us up here for just the last couple of minutes by sharing a bit more about how you could possibly work and be our colleagues here at the Department of Labor. So first things first, this QR code that you see is a QR code that will take you directly to a list of open job opportunities in the Employment and Training Administration. And like all federal agencies, the Department of Labor hires our amazing colleagues and staff through usajobs.gov. So if you're a young person who's curious about these opportunities, we very much encourage you to check out usajobs.gov, both the Career Pathways program and the General Service program that is suitable for your expertise. We also want to make sure that you know about the Workforce Recruitment Program, which is a program where people with disabilities can submit their resumes and their applications into a database where the Department of Labor and the Department of Defense hire and recruit and provide resume training and other opportunities for students and young people with disabilities. So these are 3 great ways to understand about how you could become an intern or a full-time employee at the U.S. Department of Labor. We also want to share a variety of resources that we know might be interesting to you all as you are exploring your careers and understanding what your rights are as young people in the workplace. So there's 2 website resources that we have, My Next Move and Career One Stop, where you're able to go and just explore the wide breadth of career and occupation pathways that are available school and that might align with your interests. Take some quizzes to see what's right for you and get some inspiration about where you might want to be in the future. We also have a variety of resources that can help you understand your rights when you are working. So check out the youth rules from our colleagues in the Wage and Hour Division, where you can learn more about your rights as a young worker, as well as from our colleagues in OSHA about what safe workplaces look like for young people. And last but not least, we know that if you're attending the Department of Commerce Summit and you're tuning in here, you're also a leader in your community, and you may want your voice and your perspectives to be heard more broadly by policymakers and program implementers. And there's a variety of ways that we would encourage you to continue to make your voices heard. In addition to participating in summits like this, there are things called requests for information that are issued through the Federal Register, which are a great way for you to provide feedback on topics that are under policy consideration across our offices. We also host online national dialogues where we request feedback from young people, workers, program implementers, and experts across the nation on a variety of topics. And in addition, our wonderful colleagues in our Office of Disability and Employment Policy have an amazing tool of resources that help young people understand how you can be a leader in advocacy and policy and really make sure that your experiences are heard as we are making policy decisions across the federal government. And so we hope that you find these programs and these resources useful, that you're able to access this PowerPoint slide deck and click the links and explore the amazing opportunities through the Department of Labor. So we thank you to our colleagues at the Department of Commerce for allowing us this time to share about the Department of Labor's programs. We hope you have a great day.